Kentucky Oaks primetime shift. How will Louisville restaurants be affected? A scheduling shakeup in Louisville has local restaurant owners on edge, and it all centers around the Kentucky Oaks. Imagine this. A beloved annual tradition, the Oaks race, is shifting to primetime TV at 8 p.m. Eastern at NBC and Peacock. Sounds convenient for viewers, right? But here's where it gets controversial. This change could leave local eateries scrambling to keep their doors open during the most lucrative days of the year. George Timmering, CEO of Bearno's Pizzeria, calls it a ripple effect that could devastate small businesses. When fans are glued to their TVs, they're not grabbing dinner at our restaurants, he explains. It's not just about losing a few customers. It's about the entire ecosystem of Derby Week revenue collapsing. The debate isn't just about lost reservations. Tonya Abeln, Churchill Downs Corporate Communications VP, argues the track is stewards of the community, emphasizing the $400 million annual economic boost the Derby brings. We're exploring ways to funnel fans from the track to local restaurants, she says. But critics like John Veronese, owner of Veronese Restaurant, aren't buying it. He recalls a $15,000 no-show fee from a client who prioritized the track over a reservation. Churchill's remodel made it harder for fans to leave, he adds. Now they're trapped by their own success. Stephanie Meeks of Jack Fry's calls the decision self-centered, comparing a day of racing to a night of racing. This isn't just a shift in time, it's a shift in culture, she argues. Fans might opt to watch from home, and restaurants will feel a sting. Abel counters that Derby Eve traditions will survive, citing loyal customers who still book tables. We expect people to arise earlier in the week, she says, spreading the economic love to hotels, shops, and restaurants. But what about the bigger picture? And this is the part most people miss. This change can indirectly affect the Derby itself. If Friday's Oaks crowds are smaller, will Saturday's Derby Day see a similar drop? Abel insists the Derby's timing is set in stone, but skeptics wonder if Churchill Downs is underestimating the interconnectedness of the event. With the first Oaks race now at 12:30 p.m. and gates opening at 11 a.m., will fans have the energy to spill over into local businesses? And what about the Barnstable Brown Gala and Unbridled Eve Derby Gala, which start at the same time as the new race schedule? Their organizers remain silent. So what do you think? Is Churchill Downs prioritizing profit over community? Or is this a necessary step to modernize the event? Here's the real question. Can a single organization's scheduling decision truly outweigh the livelihoods of hundreds of small businesses? Share your thoughts below. Because this isn't just about horse racing anymore. Kentucky Oaks moves to primetime on NBC in 2026. What to expect? Get ready for a seismic shift in horse racing tradition. For the first time ever, the Kentucky Oaks will light up America's living rooms in primetime on NBC and Peacock in 2026. This isn't just a scheduling tweak, it's a bold move that could redefine how millions experience one of the sport's most cherished events. But here's where it gets controversial. Will this new spotlight elevate the Oaks to the same legendary status as the Derby? Or will it disrupt the event's unique charm? Let's break down everything you need to know and why this change is sparking so much buzz. A historic first, Kentucky Oaks goes primetime. Churchill Downs Inc. has officially announced that the 2026 Kentucky Oaks will be broadcast live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday, May 1st, exclusively on NBC and Peacock. This marks the first time the Oaks, a race that has long been a Friday afternoon tradition, will be featured in a coveted evening slot. The decision follows the record-shattering 2025 Kentucky Derby, which drew nearly 18 million viewers, a 6% jump from the previous year. Clearly, the appetite for high-stakes horse racing is growing, and NBC is betting big that the Oaks can ride this wave of popularity. What makes the Kentucky Oaks special? For those new to the scene, the Kentucky Oaks is a Grade 1 stakes race that showcases the finest 3-year-old fillies in thoroughbred racing. Held annually the day before the Kentucky Derby at Louisville's iconic Churchill Downs, the Oaks is more than just a race. It's a celebration of tradition, fashion, and women's health advocacy. The event is famous for its sea of pink attire, the inspiring Survivors Parade, and a festive atmosphere that draws fans from all walks of life. Why move to primetime? The shift to an evening broadcast is designed to give the Kentucky Oaks a bigger national platform, potentially boosting its audience by over 1 million viewers compared to last year's average of 300,000 on USA Network. NBC Sports' John Miller expressed excitement about the change, emphasizing that a Friday night Kentucky Oaks 2026 goes primetime. Historic night race at Churchill Downs. The Kentucky Oaks is about to step into the spotlight like never before. And this change might just reshape how millions experience one of horse racing's most cherished events. For the very first time, the 152nd running of the Kentucky Oaks will be broadcast during prime time on a major national network, NBC Sports, in 2026. But here's where it gets controversial. Shifting such a long-standing tradition to a later time could stir debate among racing purists and new viewers alike. According to Churchill Downs Incorporated, CDI, the Longines Kentucky Oaks race, famously known as the Run for the Lilies, will now kick off at 8 p.m. on Friday, May 1st, 2026. This marks a significant departure from the usual afternoon start times and will be available for viewers both on NBC and the Peacock streaming platform. The move aims to capitalize on a larger audience during primetime hours, right before the Kentucky Derby takes place the following day. John Miller, who serves as president of acquisitions and partnerships at NBC Sports, expressed enthusiasm about this groundbreaking schedule shift. He said, "We are thrilled to bring the Kentucky Oaks to primetime for the first time ever. With the Oaks airing on Friday night leading into the Kentucky Derby on the first Saturday in May, we are eagerly looking forward to returning to Churchill Downs for another unforgettable weekend of horse racing." Bill Cardangen, CEO of Churchill Downs Incorporated, emphasized the motivation behind this decision. "Moving the Kentucky Oaks into prime time brings one of horse racing's most beloved traditions onto a truly national stage," he stated. "Our goal is to grow the sports fan base, engage new audiences, and create memorable experiences for everyone who loves racing." This shift is not just about timing, but also about shining a brighter spotlight on the fillies and their impressive talents. Jennifer Aller, manager to the Kentucky Oaks contender Wagner, highlighted the intense pace of Derby Week, but expressed optimism that this new primetime slot will draw much needed attention to the female horse races. "Derby Week is nonstop hustle, but Oaks Day deserves its moment in the sun," Aller said. "With the race airing during prime viewing hours alongside national sports coverage, more people will get a chance to appreciate the quality and excitement these fillies bring to the track." Another key change accompanying the revised race time is the race schedule itself. Officials have confirmed that following the Oaks race, there will be no additional races. The Kentucky Oaks will serve as the grand finale for the day. This adjustment simplifies the event and allows fans to focus fully on the main track. To accommodate the longer primetime race, Churchill Downs will open its gates earlier at 11 a.m., with the day's first post scheduled for 12:30 p.m. Tonya Abeln, Vice President of Corporate Communications for Churchill Downs, remarked on the broader impact of elevating the Oaks. "The bigger the Kentucky Oaks becomes, the more it lifts the Kentucky Derby, and ultimately the entire local community benefits," she said. "Mark your calendars. The 152nd running of the Kentucky Oaks will occur on Friday, May 1st, 2026, promising fans a fresh, primal viewing experience, unlike any before. But what do you think? Will moving the Oaks to primetime cast the prestige of this beloved horse race? Or does this shift risk commercializing a storied tradition too much? Could this be a turning point in how horse racing is presented to new generations? Or might it alienate longtime fans? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Does this change excite you or give you pause? Additional stories. Kentucky welcomes its very first Wawa convenience store in a grand opening celebration. https://www.ddrb.com/Wawa convenience store in a great opening celebration. 2427-572-4793 B870 42363 HTML. Tragic accident claims one life in a fiery crash within Louisville's Hazelwood neighborhood. https://www.ddrb.com/100 dead after fiery crash in Louisville's Hazelwood neighborhood. Article 3869295B 96F4294 B5D473 6EB5 6A1 HTML. Louisville's police chief faces backlash over remarks inserting the Tasha White case. https://www.ddrb.com/news. Crime reports. Louisville's police chief faces criticism over comments on Tasha White case. Article 645A61F
A7B4 House 100F Flicker Time and 522A580. Copyright 2025, If 2022.